Microsoft is the world's #1 software company, providing a variety of products and services, including its ubiquitous Windows operating systems and Office software suite. Microsoft has expanded into markets such as video game consoles, customer relationship management applications, server and storage software, and digital music players. The company has also used selective acquisitions to bulk up its presence in markets such as online advertising, mobile devices, and enterprise software. In 2008, Microsoft made repeated efforts to acquire Yahoo, but was ultimately rebuffed. The two companies would instead sign a deal in 2009 to combine their search operations.
It's 1998, and the United States Department of Justice, prodded by Microsoft's enemies in Silicon Valley, and particularly by Netscape and their Rottweiler lawyer, Gary Reback, has launched a historic antitrust lawsuit against Bill Gates' company. The government has accused Microsoft of using its Windows monopoly to engage in a wide variety of predatory and exclusionary business practices to prevent consumers from accessing Netscape's products and thus to put the pioneering startup 6 feet under. Now, with Microsoft's future hanging in the balance, the man who had declared himself as powerful as the president saw his company hauled into court, accused of being law-breaking miscreants, and had himself been forced to endure a marathon videotaped deposition.
They had asked him questions and filmed his answers before the trial. And I think this was something new for Bill Gates, somebody asking him real hard questions that he couldn't refuse to answer.
You type in here, importance, high.
No.
No?
No, I didn't type that.
Who typed in high?
A computer.
Here was the world's richest man, as the public had never seen him before. Petulant and passive-aggressive, obfuscatory and obscurantist, as a quibbler, a pedant, an amnesiac, a baby.
I've never seen a stamp like that. I've never used a stamp like that.
Haven't you seen stamps like that in every single one of the documents that you've been shown during this deposition?
Can you get me all the exhibits?
It's just a waste of time. It is a waste of time.
I have no idea what you're talking about when you say ask.
And so he came across in those tapes as not quite being truthful.
In court, the government showed Gates on screen, denying any knowledge of the infamous June 1995 meeting with Netscape, saying indeed at the time, quote, "I had no sense of what Netscape was doing." But then the court was shown an email sent by Gates to some of Microsoft's top brass a few weeks before the meeting, outlining his strategy for dealing with Netscape. Gates declared that he thought there was, quote, "a powerful deal to be done with Netscape," and that maybe Microsoft should, quote, "buy a piece of them or something," adding that he, quote, "would really like to see this happen."
Did we have people who pushed it and did deals that probably in retrospect they shouldn't have? I would say, yeah, I think that we did. That made it very tough on our competitors because we took advantage of our position. And clearly, unfortunately, that's what, became the dark cloud over Microsoft.
To have an anti-competitive lawsuit brought against you really meant that what we were trying to do was make things worse for consumers, whereas my day-to-day job was always around building a better product so that the people I knew and my mother and my brother and friends and so on would use my product because it was better.
In June of 2000, the federal judge in charge of the Microsoft case issued his final verdict. Guilty, guilty, guilty. And he recommended that the company be broken up, causing its stock market value to plunge by $30 billion overnight. The verdict brought the highest kite's Internet Explorer team crashing down to earth. But it was even harder on Gates himself. The trial had taken a tremendous toll on Microsoft's boss. It wore him out, beat him down, made him physically sick. At one point, I was told by some Microsoft board members, Gates had even broken down in tears at a company board meeting.